Hello class, my name is Pierre Ariano and I'm going to be your instructor this coming spring quarter 2020 for English 99 101. Before we go any further, I just want to quickly mention the little orange lines we have here across the screen. Kind of annoying. It's the program I'm using. There's kind of an error going on that they haven't fixed yet. Not a big deal. We'll just have to work with what we got, and this is kind of what we have to deal with. Speaking of other things we have to deal with, um, of course, COVID-19 has pretty much shut down our college, at least when it comes to face-to-face interaction, along with, of course, the rest of the country and the world, you might say. Regardless, we are going to do this class online. Normally, this class is only taught face-to-face, as that provides the best tools and help and support for you guys to foster and grow as academic writers and be able to go on to the next stage of writing. But we have to work with what we got. And this is what we'll have to work with. Of course, if I'm going to be very flexible and very understanding during these tough times, everybody's going through certain things here when it comes to work, staying home, taking care of kids, just the overall, isolation of this current pandemic. So if anything comes up, or if you need any help with anything, or if you need to make me aware of something, please, send me an email, let me know. And of course, we'll get into that. And I'll try to provide as much help as possible. But going back to this class specifically, I just kind of want to go through a couple of things so you understand how this class is going to work and how exactly you will submit assignments and why it is important to make sure you stay on task and make sure you do your work throughout the week and not just save it throughout, just one of the things I see online a lot when especially when teaching online is that some students, not everybody, likes to save all their work up for the very last day and then turn it all in. I've have some things built into this Canvas course to kind of prevent that. But this will get a lot smoother if you just kind of follow along and just do your work a little bit at a time throughout the week, as we would have a normal class. Anyways, when you first log in and you go to Canvas, of course, and you go to your shelf for this class, this is always the first screen you will find, and this is the home screen. This will change weekly, and it's kind of an introduction to that week and what you need to do for that week as it comes to assignments and such. In fact, let me go ahead, go over here. Let me just change it to student view here real quick so you kind of see what you're going to see. Let me do that real quick. Okay, so this is what you guys are going to see. You'll see over here on the right all the assignments that are due that week. Some are due different days, so make sure you are looking at the dates. So this is the assignments for the first week. Not all of them are going to be due that week. Only the first three you see here. These two I will talk about later. These are your main assignments, but for now, these are the ones that are going to be due that week. As you can see, the first assignment is actually going to be due on the 13th, the first day. It's a very simple assignment. It's more of an introduction. But the idea is this gives you what exactly you're going to be doing for that week. Just give you an example. Over here, you'll have like a little paragraph or so of what's going on this week and what you need to continue to work on. This is just an introduction to the whole class in general. But anyways, once you're done with seeing this, what you normally need to do is go to modules, which is over here on the left. Click on that, and you will see the week. Right now, you won't see all these weeks. I forgot to close them out. You will only see one week, especially for this first week, and that'll be week 1. This will just be the same thing that you saw at the home page. You can really skip that. And here we'll see the rest of what you need to do this week. So for instance, this week you need to set up a Reading Plus account, which I'll get to here in a second. There's lessons, which are just videos that I recorded using the same program, by the way, which won't have this stupid orange line all around, that you just need to watch to kind of understand what the lesson is for that week and what you need to practice. And for the most part, a lot of the times when I have a lesson, we will have exercise that attaches to that lesson. In this case, it'll be rhetoric around the web. you really can't do this without seeing the lesson first, which is in parts, just in case, I don't want to make videos too long. Hopefully this video is not too long. After that, there's discussions. These discussions are things that you're going to fill out and discuss with each other. So I'll go to those in a second. And then, of course, there's the main assignments. You'll always have a main assignment that you'll be working on. As soon as one is done, you'll go on to the next one. In this case, it's our first project, which is our first written project. It's a 2-page paper analyzing an ad. You'll notice that there's always a video describing that project and going through what exactly that project is and what I'm looking for. So make sure you click on that first before you read the project and the details. Other things, of course, are the extras here, and not all weeks have extras. Some weeks there's nothing else to say, but in this one there's a lot, right? First is how to get Microsoft Office for yourself on your laptop, and that includes, of course, Word and PowerPoint and all that stuff. It's really easy if you don't have Microsoft Office, and you need to be able to get it, because that is how you're going to upload your assignments to me, because that's how I'm going to give them back to you through Microsoft Office, and you're not going to be able to see my comments unless you have this program. Now, the way you can do it is by clicking on this link here, and you'll log in the same way you log into Canvas, and it'll take you to this here. Now you can use Word straight from here and just use online Word, but if you go back here to the main place we were, okay, not doing that, no worries, I'll just go on this link again. But if you go back to this page here, notice that right here is Install Office. If you click on that, you can install Office on any computer you have, as long as, of course, you are a student of OC. So you can have Word on your computer. I highly suggest you do this, as that way there's no issues, because I do not accept any assignments in any other format other than Word. That is how I'm going to be able to give you comments and respond back to anything you may have. Okay, so make sure to if at least don't install Office, at least use Word through this feature here, which again you can easily find there on the first week of modules. After that is just a Canvas quick start guide, just to kind of introduce you to Canvas. If you have any trouble, or if you haven't used it before, click on this. It'll help you understand how Canvas works. Some of you may not need that, but just in case. Another thing here is just how to add a picture to your profile in Canvas. Just a quick starter guide to do that. As you get extra credit, I'll give you 5 points extra credit if you able to upload a picture of yourself, not your dog or a cartoon. Make sure it's a picture of your face that's clearly visible. But anyways, after that is the first 2 chapters of the book that we need to read for our class, The Academic Writer 4th edition by Lisa Eid. Now, I uploaded the first 2 chapters just in case you're having trouble having access to the book. I was kind of looking for a way to maybe giving you access online, but unfortunately the publisher wouldn't allow me to do that. So you'll have to purchase the book as best you can. Of course, find the cheapest option. Don't necessarily have to go to our bookstore. You can find them on Amazon. You might be able to find them digitally on Amazon. Rent it, whatever the case is. Just get it as soon as you can. But at least for the first week, if you don't have it just yet, you have access to it here, and it's easy. You just click on it here. You don't have to download it or anything like that, especially if you don't have any way to open PDF files. You can just click on this link here, and it opens up in Canvas, and you're able to zoom in, move that over, and start reading. You will, of course, have assignments based on this reading, and there will be part of the discussions. I'm not going to make them summaries. I want you to actually address the reading you have here, and then, of course, talk to your colleagues in the discussion forum as a way to kind of discuss that work or that chapter. Anyways, that's how modules work, and it'll be just one week at a time, and that's it. Uh, Once that work is done, you move on, of course, to the next week and I'll open it up. And this is kind of an example of that. I mean, this is not till week 4, and there's still some stuff I need to work on that. But regardless, you have this here for the first week. It seems like a lot, but take it one day at a time. It's not that much, honestly. It's just a lot of information. And of course, there's a lot of information because of all this craziness going on. Now, I'm just going to go over the syllabus real quick because, of course, we're not going to have this with us because we're not going to meet at all. And I don't expect you guys to read the syllabus yourself. So let me do this real quick. It won't take very long. I'm not going to go read every single part of it. Basically, I just want to go with the acceleration part of it and the required text, and of course Reading Plus, which I'll go to here in a second. Please read the rest at your leisure. Here's just a grading scale of how this class is going to work. English portfolio, which I'll get to here in a second. The mini portfolio, and then the writing center, late work, extra credit, and other stuff. That's part of the college that had me introduce this stuff. You can read that on your own. Let's just get into the stuff that's important to this class. So, course description. English 99 develops students' critical strategies for reading, writing, problem solving, and handling academic life. Reading and writing assignments focus on academic subjects, preparing students for types of text and assignments that they will encounter in other courses. This college preparatory developmental reading and writing courses helps students develop critical awareness through the reading and writing about academic and career fields. Students will develop effective processes for writing and revising through individual and group activities and effective strategies for incorporating both text and content of their reading into their own writing. Student completing this course successfully will be able to read basic academic text with awareness and comprehension to produce writing that is generally appropriate for the academy and the workplace, employing accepted conventions of mechanics and usage. English 99 101 is supported an accelerated version of English 99 that provides extra help with lab section that will allow students who are performing well to switch their enrollment mid-quarter to finish the course with credit for English 101. It uses the same writing across the curriculum content as English 99, in which students write about materials from different disciplines across campus, preparing them for the types of text and writing assignments they will encounter in many other courses. To earn credit for English 101, students must meet English 101 outcomes. English 101 is a college-level introduction to effective composition for academic, vocational, and occupational students with an emphasis on exposition. This course is designed based on an accelerated model. These kinds of classes are designed based on a very big problem in developmental education. For every extra developmental class a student is required to take, roughly 20% of the students will not return to the next level. What that means is that if I started with a group of 25 students in English 91 and all of them pass, only 20 would make it to English 98. From there, only 18 would go to 99 and only 14 to 101. This means the process designed to help students succeed has prevented 11 or more from passing students from continuing in school. That is not good. The idea behind acceleration is to give students the chance to skip over levels and move on faster based on strong work. In this class, you can enroll in English 99, but based on the work you do in the class, you can get credit for passing both 99 and 101, moving on to 102 in just one quarter. If you choose to accelerate, you will receive 5 credits of 101 for grade, and that should be 1 credit of 99 pass-fail. We changed that, so it's cheaper on students. If you choose not to take the accelerator route, which is completely okay and a great option, if you want to continue to work on developing your writing in 101, you'll receive 6 credits of 99 for a grade. The decision to accelerate or not will be made by week 8 based on the quality and level of improvement in your writing at the discretion of the instructor. So we will I usually have, after week, or during week 8, I have meetings with you guys one-on-one to see how you're doing in my class, and then we decide if you're going 99 101. We'll see how we can do that. We might be able to do that through Zoom or something. Of course, I understand not everybody has that access to that, or might just have trouble with that. We'll deal with it as we come with it. If it has to be done through email, then it has to be done through email. The important thing, of course, is that, as this paragraph stated, you are all 99 students as of now. However, based on the work you do in my class, you're able to move from 99 students to 101 students and get 101 credit for this course, thereby moving to 102. instead of having to do 99 and then 101 and then 102. Of course, it all depends on how I see you guys doing throughout the course. So here's the English 99 101 outcomes. Please read these, but I kind of want to move past this because this video is already too long and I just want to get you to the important stuff. So the required text, of course, is the Academic Writer 4th edition. I tried to get you guys a free copy, but it's just not going to work, unfortunately. I'm sorry about that, but please try to get it as soon as you can. The other thing, of course, is Reading Plus, and this is Reading Plus. Reading Plus is the course also designed to use Reading Plus, which is a program to help you improve your reading skills and prepare you for college-level text. You will take an assessment test during the first week of our course where you will be placed based on your reading level. After, during your own time, you will go through the program and further your level in the appropriate range. The idea is that you'll improve at your own pace, and I'll be monitoring your progress with the program. Once you reach your goal, you will finish Reading Plus, and you can focus on other parts of the class. Reading Plus must be completed if you wish to receive 101 credit. Unlike this, usually there is no score for Reading Plus, but because of this whole COVID-19 thing and this whole online thing, I am scoring Reading Plus for you guys. The way this is going to work is that, and if you go over here to our course and go to modules, or let's just go to assignments, that's easier. You will notice that there's a Reading Plus assignment right here, Reading Plus Week 1, and you will have Reading Plus Week assignments, which will be due at the end of the week, usually the Sunday. So you will have to complete these readings or these assignments that week to get full points. So 5 C readers, 1 eye balance, 1 reading around, which I'll get to here in a second what those are. If you do all that and they're above 80% or higher, you'll get the full points, just like that. All right, it's either finished or it's not. This is just a way to make sure you stay on top of this and that you are doing this throughout the week and not just saving it for the last day because it gets pretty tricky. But Reading Plus will be a part of this course. And the way you sign up for it is, of course, I have a link to it on Canvas, but basically you could just Google Reading Plus. That's an easy one to do, an easy way to do it. Here's Reading Plus. You will log in through Students. Log in over here. And so you'll have 2. You'll have Educator, of course, it's for me. You guys will do Students. Now, once you log in, it'll ask you for a site code. The site code for us, and that'll be over here in the instructions, it's Olympic Call, but here's the instructions specifically to let you know how to sign in and stuff. It's already up on Canvas, but basically it's this right here. So just copy that over, hit next, and then you're going to be asked to log in. Your login is different from what you would do for anything else. So the username or your username is just going to be your student ID number, that your OC student ID number, whatever that number is, right? Let's just put a couple of things here. I don't have a student account, so whatever. And then your password is just going to be your last name, all lowercase. So for me, it'd just be Ariano, right? My last name. Or if it was Smith, it would be lowercase s, M-I-T-H, right? That's it. And once you log in, it'll look something kind of like this. I have Reading Plus as an instructor, so it's not quite the same as your guys'. It's going to look different, but at least gives you an idea of what I'm seeing as well. So this is what Reading Plus is. It's going to look completely different from what I'm seeing here, but you'll notice there's different things here. Gosh, where are they? Well, regardless, I can't see what you guys see specifically, and I don't want to confuse you. But once you log into Reading Plus, you're going to be taking a test. It's not graded at all whatsoever. It's just kind of gauging where you're going to be when it comes to Reading Plus and seeing where it should place you. I don't care where you're placed. It doesn't matter. All that matters is that you go through the work. And there's 3 types of different assignments. There's this type, which is basically reading. You read a paragraph of, or not a paragraph, but a couple of pages of something. Then you take a test about what you read. Then there's this tracking software here, which is called the iBalance. And this is kind of how fast you read. And then the last thing is, of course, like a reading around. I think it's a vocab, just basically vocabulary. The most, or the thing you need to focus on the most, is the reading, which is going to be 25 modules that I want you to do. 7 of these and 7 of these, right? As long as you get 80% or higher, you will pass Reading Plus. And then once you're done with that, you don't have to deal with it anymore. This will make a lot more sense once you go through it. The other thing that you have to know about Reading Plus, though, is that you have to buy access to it. If you know what this program is, you've already used it before in the last 2 years, you don't need to buy it anymore. You're done. You already bought it once, great, then you're set. For those who haven't, this is the first time you've heard it, you have to buy it through the bookstore. Currently, I think there's a way to just buy it online through our bookstore. So please look at that. I'll send links and email to check that further on. Of course, you're not going to be able to go physically, but you just need the code. That's all, right? Once you have that, once you have payment, all you got to do is just send me like a picture of the card they give you or information about whatever they give you to just know that you have access to it. Regardless, this is something that we're all going to need to do along with our book is Reading Plus. And I'll be monitoring this throughout every week, and it'll be part of your grade at the end. So that's Reading Plus. Let's go back to our syllabus here real quick. The last thing I want to talk about before I let you guys all go is the way mini portfolio and how the peer review workshop will work. So portfolio, my English 99 101 courses are portfolio based. Your portfolio will consist of a cover letter and the revised final drafts of each of your major projects, in addition to each draft you compose. I'll be giving you feedback on all your writing projects that you submit following the peer review workshop and feedback. Once you receive the draft that contains my feedback and comments, you will have the rest of the semester to revise, or the quarter to revise your project before submitting them for the portfolio. The portfolio will be evaluated holistically at the end of the quarter. Keep all drafts that are composed. Don't simply save changes over existing drafts. Your portfolio will be due not August 10th, but basically sometime in July, before midnight. No late portfolios will be accepted. And that means no late final portfolios. And basically, the difference between English 101 and 99 is how you compose your portfolio. Once all 3 major assignments, and we have 3 major assignments, written assignments, are turned in, students in English 99 101 will be given the choice to either receive English 99 credit or English 101 credit, which will be determined by the final portfolio. For English 101 credit, extra credit will need to be met for each major assignment turned to the final portfolio. They'll be outlined for each assignment. If you choose the 99 course, you simply need to revise each assignment for the final portfolio. A final portfolio must be turned in to pass this course. So, the way this class works is that while you're writing your papers, you are not being graded on things like grammar mistakes, or not having a thesis statement, or not citing your citations correctly. That's okay. You're not going to be marked down for that. As long as you meet the minimum requirements that are set in the mini portfolio, which I'll get to here in a second, I just want you to practice writing. And you can't really practice it if you're constantly being marked down for making simple mistakes. Of course, when it comes to the final portfolio, those things will matter, but we'll get to that when we get to that. For now, what you'll be turning in is mini portfolios, especially, of course, for your first assignment. And that's how you submit your work to me, through this method here. So, the way I score you guys is how well you were able to meet these requirements. Not based on the quality of your paper, but based on you being able to finish these tasks. So, when you submit your assignment finally to me after it's been peer reviewed, you will first write a reflection letter, which is just a brief 1-page letter telling me about the paper and the process of writing it. It is not a summary. It is just a way to kind of reflect on how you did writing this whole project. 2 will then be the peer comments. Basically, just summarize what your peers told you about your paper. Of 1 full page, double space. I just want to know, what did they tell you, and did it help you or did it not? That's all. Then you will have your peer review draft, or your first draft. You should have this already. You just copy and paste it right over. Then finally is the revised draft, which is the second draft you wrote based on the comments your peers gave you. And this is the draft I give you back with my comments. And if this doesn't make quite sense, that's okay. It'll make sense once we get to this process, but I kind of wanted to give you a heads up on how I grade you guys, especially when it comes to your major assignments throughout the quarter. Here's just a quick description of each. Of course, I'm going to go into much more detail on each of these with my other videos, but if you want to take a look, here you go. The other thing, of course, is our peer review workshops are going to be completely different than what they usually are going to be. I have instructions on how to do this online in another video. I'm not going to go into too much detail because this video is already way too long. I need to, let you guys go. But basically, we're going to be peer reviewing each other's papers online. The way this works is if you upload your paper on time, you have to make sure to do that, your rough draft. Once that's done, once that's uploaded to the due date, so for instance, if we go to our assignments, and the first paper that's going to be due in this class is the rough draft, of course, for Project 1 on April 26th. You have to submit this assignment on the 26th. Once that's done, the next day, you will be assigned randomly 2 of your peers, and you will fill out this form here and give them comments to help them improve their draft as much as possible. And of course, I have a video on how to do this in much more detail. But this is basically how we're going to peer review. And we're going to have 3 of these, one for each of the major assignments. It's very important to be part of this process. It's a lot of points, so you don't want to make sure you're late. Of all the things you don't want to make sure to turn in late, this is one of them, the rough draft of your first assignment, because you cannot get 2 papers to review unless you turn in your rough draft. Okay? All right, so I think that covers it. I know I was rushing because there's just so much to cover and there's a lot to going on, but I promise you it's not a big, huge mountain of work here. It's just a lot to cover because of everything that's going on. So again, just take a deep breath. It's fine. We're just going to go 1 week at a time. It's not going to be as much as this looks. Most weeks don't look like this much, and it's not honestly that much work. It's just a lot to really kind of go through for now. Of course, if you have any questions, please email me. Use Canvas. You can use the inbox here to contact me. Email me through this email here. I will be available as much as possible. I will answer back as quickly as possible. I am here for you guys in any way I can be. So please ask me questions. Otherwise, we will meet each other in another video. So goodbye for now.